What's up guys, I'm back with another Minecraft tutorial. Here in this one, I'm going to be showing you how to build these townhouses. So for this build, I am going to be sure to show you how to do the exterior for all three of the townhouses. But when it comes to the interior, I'm just going to be doing it for one of them. So the first floor is going to have the living room, the kitchen, and a dining area. Then the second floor has a bedroom and a bathroom. And then there's going to be a third level which has another bedroom and bathroom. Here's the plot for the build. So if you're going to be doing all three townhouses with a little bit of landscaping at the front side, then from left to right you're going to need 54 blocks, and from front to back you're going to need 39. Now if you want all three townhouses but none of that landscaping at the front, then once again you'll still need the 54 spaces from left to right, but now from front to back you'll just need 32 spaces. And now if you want just one of the townhouses along with the landscaping at the front side, then from left to right you'll just need 20 spaces, and from front to back you'll need 39. And now finally, if you want just one of the townhouses and none of that landscaping at the front, then from left to right once again you'll need just the 20 spaces, and then from the front and back you'll need 32 spaces. And now in between the two yellow lines down at the bottom, that's going to be the space needed for the front yard. So you should still be able to see 6 spaces of grass in between those two lines. I went ahead and gathered up all the blocks we're going to be using for the exterior of the first townhouse. So the one that's all the way to the left, which has the regular terracotta blocks and all of the dark oak wood blocks. So you want to make sure to have the andesite, then the stripped dark oak logs, and stripped dark oak wood, then the dark oak planks, stairs, slabs, trapdoors, fences, and fence gates, then the dark oak signs, some smooth quartz blocks, stairs, and slabs, then the light gray concrete, terracotta, some jungle leaves, andesite walls, white stained glass panes, anvils, lanterns, chains, and levers. I'm going to be starting at the front side. I'll head on over here to the left and to the corner for where the house itself is going to be. So right here. I'm going to go over to the right by 1, and now I want to make sure I go back until I'm right here on this third space of the grass. And we're going to start marking out the foundation of the first house. So with the andesite, you can place a block here, go out from the corner of that, have another, then go out from the corner again, have one more. Now you can go right behind this one, work your way over towards the right and place 7 andesite. Now you could go back out in front of this, have another block of andesite, go to the right of that, have one here, then to the right again and have another. Let's head back over here to the right side. We're going to go from the corner of that final andesite block right here, work your way over towards the right by 6. And now I'm going to go back out and have one more here, which should now be right here at the edge of the plot that we marked out for this first townhouse. Now back over here at the left side where we started, we'll go right behind this block of andesite. You can start here and work your way towards the back and place another 21 andesite. Now let's go ahead and flip around. We're going to start marking out the backside. So we'll just go right next to where we left off this andesite, but we'll go in by 1 space. So starting here, I'll work my way towards the left and place another 6. We're going to have another corner block here. And then we'll start kind of working our way further towards the back. So right here, we'll add another 5. And then we'll go back out and have another corner space, which should now be right here at the edge of the backside. Now let's go right here next to this andesite space. So to the left of that, starting here, we're going to have another 5. You could go back out from the corner, have another one here. And now go back in right next to this andesite, starting at this space. You could bring it in by another 4. It should now be lined up over at that side. We'll go back out from the corner again, have another block of andesite. We'll go back further, have 2 more here to the left, and then go back out and have 1 more here, which is now back at the edge at this side. So now we have the foundation all marked out for the first townhouse, so it's all within the edge of the shape here for the house itself. So this is the shape from up above looking down from the front side. Now you can switch to the stripped dark oak logs. I'm going to go ahead and have one right here on this corner. Another one here for this space. We have this space here. And this one. This corner here. Go to the back. We have this space. This corner here. Then this one. And this one. So now on top of all of those, we're going to go ahead and bring them up by an additional 13. So they're going to be 14 spaces in total. So now we have all those pillars brought up with these stripped dark oak logs. And now here at the back where we have these other 2 corners, I'm going to go ahead and just bring them up by 8 with the stripped dark oak logs. And then the final space on top of that will be the stripped dark oak wood. Now let's focus here on the front side. I have the terracotta, and you also want to make sure you have the white stained glass panes. So I'll start with the terracotta. Look over here at this space first. I'll have 2 spaces at the right and 2 spaces at the left, leaving the 2 down the middle. Here for this corner, we'll have another terracotta block. I'll do 1 space on each side here for this area. And then we'll do this corner space as well. And then this entire side right here. So now, where I just marked out all of that terracotta, we're going to go ahead and continue bringing it all the way up to the same height as the pillars. So now we have all of that filled in with the terracotta. This entire left side is just a solid wall. Now back up at the front, let's look at this space first. So down at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and have another layer of the terracotta. I'm then going to go ahead and skip over these 4 spaces. So here at the 5th layer, we'll have a strip of the terracotta going across. Then on top of that, I'll go ahead and have another 3 layers. And now across the top, we'll have another layer. So now we have 2 windows here that are 3 blocks wide and 4 blocks in height. Now for this space, we're going to have our front door and a smaller window. So make sure to switch to the dark oak stairs. I'm going to work my way up until I'm lined up here at this 4th layer, and I'll have 2 upside down dark oak stairs. Now on top of that, I'm going to have 5 layers of the terracotta. We'll go at the top and have another 2 spaces here. So now we have a 2 by 4 block window, and then our doorway here, which just has the 3 extra spaces. Now what I'm going to do is go from the inside and just place a layer along the outer edge of the windows. So this is going to be the layer that we're placing the white stained glass panes. So now at that same layer, you could go ahead and fill all of the space in with the white stained glass panes for these windows. Now make sure you have the dark oak stairs. We'll have an upside down one in each corner. Do the same for this window here. And then for this one as well. So these ones are just side by side. And now in between the stairs here where these bigger windows are, we'll have the dark oak trapdoor down the middle. And now below the dark oak stairs for each window, we're going to continue bringing the trapdoors down. And with the white stained glass panes, let's look here where the doorway is. I'll just look at the left side, bring it up by 3. Then I'll curve out the bottom and the top. The space in the middle I'll fill in with the dark oak fence, so it looks like the handle for the door. Now, with the stripped dark oak logs, I'm going to go in between these 2 pillars here. I'm going to be here at the second layer of the terracotta away from the top of that window. I'm just going to have a beam going straight across. And now at that same layer here for this space, we're going to do the same thing. So this one's just right down the middle, so we have the 2 spaces below it and the 2 spaces above it. Now back to the dark oak stairs. I'll have an upside down one in each corner. Do that for this space up here as well, all the way at the top. And then for this space here. And now we're going to have some dark oak trapdoors below all the stairs. So here for this first space, I'm just going to bring it all the way down until we meet up with the bottom of these stripped dark oak logs. So I'm just going to be leaving that space until you meet up with the ground. And then for all this other space, it'll just be the entire area. Now let's fill in the space in between the stairs. So we got these 3 spaces here. Got the 3 spaces at the top. And then we have 4 spaces here. Now let's grab the jungle leaves. We're also going to be using the dark oak trapdoors. And then we will need the dark oak signs. So with the jungle leaves, I'll have 2 right below that first window there. 3 below this one, and another 3 for this. Now, below all of that, we'll have some dark oak trapdoors. For this space here, I'm going to have the dark oak signs at the front, and on each side as well. For these ones, we're just going to be able to have them at the front. Otherwise, we'd end up running into the dark oak trapdoors here, so we can't actually place them. So it's just going to be at the front side. Now let's start marking out the front porch. Make sure you have these stripped dark oak logs. I'll be out from the corner of this wooden block here. So right here at this space. We'll do the same on this side. On top of that, we'll have a stripped dark oak wood block. And then we're going to have the andesite wall and the dark oak fences. So with the andesite wall, we'll just have one on top of the wood like that. And then I'll have 2 dark oak fences after that. Let's also fill in the floors. So back to the dark oak stairs. I'll have a step up right here, so just 4 stairs in between the logs. Right behind that, I'll have a layer of the dark oak planks. And then these 2 andesite blocks will also be the dark oak planks. And we'll be sure to do the roof for the porch here in a second. Let's just carry on with the rest of the walls. So let's wrap around over to the back side. And we'll start doing all of this space next. So let's switch back to the terracotta. I'll look at this space first. I'll fill in these 2 spaces and these 2. And then over here at this side, we have these 2 spaces. So that's all going to be brought up to the same height as the wood pillars. We'll fill in the 2 spaces at the bottom with the terracotta. I'll then skip over 4. So we're lined up at the 5th. And then we'll have another 4 layers going up here. And then we'll do the other 2 spaces at the top. So now we have a 2 by 4 block window at the bottom and at the top. Now let's look at this space. So I'll go across the bottom and just have a layer of the terracotta. And now I'll fill in 2 spaces at the right and left, and I'll bring it up by an additional 5. Do the same on this side. Now let's go across the top with the 2 spaces. So now you're going to be left with a 2x4 block space here for the window. Now, for the other sides here, it's just going to be completely filled in with the terracotta, all the way up to the same height as where we just left off that other wall. So just like that. Now make sure you have the stripped dark oak logs again. I'll just look over here at this space first, and we're going to start placing the beams in between the pillars. So we're going to be at the second space here above that window. So we'll just have a beam going straight across like that. At that same layer, we'll fill in this space here. We have this back wall. This space here. And then these 2 spaces. So all at that same layer. Now let's do this balcony space here at the back side. So I have these smooth quartz stairs. I'm going to be placing these upside down right above these beams here. And right in between all of the pillars. On top of those, I'm going to have some anvils. And then we'll have some dark oak trapdoors on top of those. So you just want to make sure to crouch when you're placing them. Now let's look right here where we have these corners. I'm going to grab the andesite wall again, and the dark oak fences. We'll also still need this stripped dark oak log, and then the stripped dark oak wood. So we'll start with 1 andesite wall on each side, then the 2 dark oak fences going up. Then I'll have the stripped dark oak wood on top of that. You could then just have the stripped dark oak log. And now that final log should be at the same height as all of these other walls and pillars. Now let's fill in the floors. You can switch to the dark oak planks. We'll just be at the same layer as where we left off the quartz. We'll go right in between these 2 pillars here. And then just fill in all of the other space. So we have the balcony here. Now let's go back to doing all the spaces where the windows are. So first let's switch back to the terracotta, and I'll just go from the inside and add the extra layer around all of the windows. Let's then grab the white stained glass panes and fill all of that remaining space in. And now let's go back on the outside. We'll have the dark oak stairs just upside down in each corner. And then below all of those, we'll have the dark oak trapdoors. Now back to the dark oak stairs. I'll look at this bit of space here first. I'll just have a stair on each side upside down. Do the same all the way here at the top. And now let's do it here for this back wall. And then for these 2 spaces. Now you can switch to the dark oak trapdoors. I'll go at the top, in between the stairs, just bring it straight across. Do the same here as well. We have this space. And then those over there are just going to be left as it is. So now everywhere else below all of those stairs, we're going to have the dark oak trapdoors. And once again, for this first floor space, I'm just going to bring it all the way down until we meet up at the bottom of the logs. Now let's switch to the jungle leaves. We'll have 2 below all of these windows. You could then have the dark oak trapdoors right below them. And now for all of these leaves, we're going to be able to have the dark oak signs at the front and at the sides as well, since we have enough space. Let's do this wall up here at the second floor where the balcony is. You can switch back to the terracotta. We'll be at the space further back away from the edge of the logs. So I'll have 2 spaces of the terracotta there. Do the same on this side. So leaving the 2 spaces in the middle. We'll bring this all the way up to the top. We'll do 2 layers going down for the middle. We'll then have the dark oak stairs upside down. Then the 3 white stained glass panes at the left. Then curve out the top and the bottom. We'll then have the dark oak fence for the handle. And now if you plan to just have one house, then you'll have to make sure to fill in this wall here as well. So I'll be sure to show you that. So for the foundation, we'll have the andesite. So you could just go ahead and bring this straight across. And then in between those 2 logs, you could completely fill it all in with the terracotta, all the way up to the top. So there we go, just a solid wall like that for this side. I'm back up at the front side. Let's be sure to do the roof here for this porch. So I'm going to be using the dark oak slabs and the smooth quartz slabs. We'll start with the dark oak. I'll look at the right side first, right above where we have this pillar going up. And I'll just bring out 2 dark oak slabs like that. I'll have another layer right on top of it. And then I'll go to the right, and I'll have one here at the bottom layer, and then another one going down. We'll do the same at the left. So we'll bring out 2, have the other layer on top, and then bring down 2 here to the left. Now let's continue working up. So here at the right, we'll have this layer here, and then one more layer. We'll do the same at the left. And now in front of all of those blocks, you can switch to the smooth quartz slabs, and this will be the actual overhang here. Now for a nice light source, we'll be sure to have a lantern on each side. Let's be sure to go to the back side as well, where the balcony is. And I have the lever. I'm just going to place it right around here from the corner of the doorway. You could then go below that and crouch and have the chain. And then we'll have the lantern. So now the final thing we have left to do for this first townhouse is the roof for the second floor space. Let's start with the smooth quartz stairs. We're going to go ahead and do the overhang first. So I'll look at the right side. I'll just have a temporary block there. And then we'll have an upside down smooth quartz stair. So it's up 1 block and further out. So we'll go ahead and just carry this on and wrap it around. So just follow right along where we just placed all of the walls. So right here, you just want to make sure to stop it until you meet up with the pillar. So we'll go ahead and then just bring this out. And wrap it right around this pillar here for the balcony. Go ahead and wrap it around here and back over to this side. And then we'll bring it over until we just line up where this log is. So now we have the overhang with the upside down smooth quartz stairs wrapping all the way around. Let's go here to the back where we have the balcony. I'm going to switch to the smooth quartz blocks and start filling in all of this space here at the same layer as the stairs. So I'll just bring it all the way in until we meet up with the edge of the wall here. So now from the outside, you can see it's all completely filled in. And now I almost forgot, we still have to add the little curves here at the back above the balcony. So you want to make sure to still have the dark oak trapdoors and the stairs. So we'll just have a stair up against each one of these corners. So just like that. And now in between those, we'll be sure to have the dark oak trapdoors. And then we'll have another trapdoor below all of the stairs. Now let's start shaping out the roof. So you can switch back to the smooth quartz stairs. And I'll just start here at this backside, right above the balcony. I'll go at each corner and I have a smooth quartz stair. I'll then have one facing straight on, still upside down. And then it'll just be ones that are up and upside down, just back and forth until you meet up with the middle. So I'll go ahead and just leave this side right around there. I'll start bringing up this side now. And we just want to make sure they match up right next to each other. So there we go, they're just side by side like that here for this backside. Let's go ahead and do the shape at the front. So pretty much just the same thing, except we're going to be left with a single space down the middle. So we'll go here from this corner and this corner. We'll then have the upside down one facing straight on. And then just back and forth facing up and upside down. So we'll go ahead and leave that side right where it's at. Go ahead and do this side as well. We'll then have the upside down stair facing straight on again for the middle. And then we'll have a slab on top. And now we have this side over here at the left. So just from this corner we'll have a stair. And this corner back here. You could then have the upside down one facing straight on. And then after that, it's just back and forth, facing up and upside down. And I'll bring this up until I feel like it's about in the middle. And then we'll start bringing up the backside and we'll make sure these meet up at the same height. Alright, so we have to continue bringing these up a little bit more. And then they're just going to be side by side for this shape. Just like that. So we have all three triangle points shaped out here for this house. Now make sure to switch to the smooth quartz blocks. And we'll have a layer going across the bottom. So from the outside you can see it's just a strip going across. We'll do the same here for this bigger shape. So just right across the bottom from one side to the other. And then we'll do the same here for the back. Now in front of that, we're going to have the dark oak fence gate. And then on top of the smooth quartz blocks, we'll have the light gray concrete for all the remaining space. So you just want to do that for the other two shapes. Alright, so now we have all three shapes completely filled in. Now let's start going through with the dark oak stairs and slabs and filling in the roof. So I'll just start down at the bottom, right on top of the overhang. We're just going to pretty much be right in between all of these smooth quartz stairs and filling it all in. So you could just follow right along that previous layer. So we have this corner all filled in, looking like that. Here at the top where we have the slab, I'm just going to have 4 of the dark oak slabs, so until you meet up with the edge here. Now let's fill in this other side here. We just want to make sure to leave 1 extra space here at the edge for the front and at the back. So this roof is going to be stopping right here. So we'll just go ahead and continue filling in all of this space. And we'll just bring it up to the same height as that other side for now. So we have the first half of the front side all filled in like this. And now let's just keep working our way up along the front side. So I'll go ahead and do the next layer. Bring this straight across. Bring it back in right here. And then back out. And then we'll just bring it straight across until we meet up at the edge. Now here at this next layer, it'll just be brought straight across from one side to the other. And this final little bit of space here is going to be a dark oak slab. So now all the other space will just be from one side to the other as you work your way all the way up to the top. So we have the entire front side all filled in. Now let's start doing the back. So back here, I'll just start at the left. Once again, we just want to make sure to leave this single space here. So we'll start at this space, and then just bring this right into our shape here. Go up at the next layer, do the same thing, bring it straight to the edge here. So we'll go ahead and do this entire corner here first. So we have this corner filled in, looking like that. We'll go at this other side and do the same thing. So we have the first half all filled in like that. We're going to go ahead and continue working our way up, just going straight across from one side to the other. And now we have the backside filled in. So that's about it for the exterior of the first house. If you plan to just have the one house like this, then you'll just have to make sure to finish off the roof on this side. So you just want to have an extra layer going out here for the overhang, for the front and back side. You'll then just connect this together, and you're going to end up having the exact same design that we did over here. So you're going to have the shape like this, you have the fences at the bottom, fill it all in with the light gray concrete, have the strip of the smooth quartz blocks, and then you'll just continue bringing in the rest of the dark oak stairs right into your overhang. So it looks like it'll just be one more extra layer here that you'd have to fill in. But anyway, I'm not going to be leaving it at just the one house. We're going to be connecting the other townhouses right into this, so it's just going to be left as it is for now. And I'm going to go ahead and do all the landscaping here at the front side as well. In case you want just the one house, you don't have to wait for the next video for just the landscaping. You'll have the entire house on the exterior done. So for the landscaping, I'm going to be using the lime and green terracotta, then the jungle leaves, and the coarse dirt, gravel, dirt path, and stone bricks. We're going to start with the jungle leaves. If you didn't mark out the plot, you just want to make sure to start right here and bring out the jungle leaves by 9. So now it's just right at the edge of the plot. I'll do the same on this side. And now let's go right in between those leaves and carve out this space. Let's also make sure to grab just a regular grass block. And we're going to replace a little bit of that extra concrete there, right below the leaves. So now this space here is going to be our pathway. So I'll just start with a little bit of the coarse dirt. We'll then go back with the gravel and do the same thing. So we're just going to be having a mixed up pattern between these 4 blocks. Let's have the dirt path. And then the rest of it, we'll just do the stone bricks. So now we have our walkway leading up to the front door. Now here at the right, let's just remove this single strip all the way up to the house. And I'll just fill this in with the lime terracotta. So this is going to be the start of the mowed grass. And then at the left, we'll start at the edge of where we left off that path. We'll carve this out until you meet up with the edge of the house. Here at the left, we'll go ahead and bring this in. And then you could just remove this entire first layer of the blocks here. And now we're going to have some more strips of the lime and green terracotta, so it looks like mowed grass. So I'll just start with the green. Look over here at this side. We'll have a strip going straight towards the house like that. Go ahead and have a second layer right next to it. Then we'll have another 2 strips of the lime. And then back to the green. And you can just keep going back and forth like this until you have all of the space filled in. And there we go, now we have that little bit of landscaping done here at the front side. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that here for part 1 for this tutorial on how to build these townhouses. In the next one, we'll be sure to do the exterior for the other 2 houses as well as the landscaping at the front side. But anyway, if this did help you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 2.